All right, for your strength snack today, we are using a bench, all right? So for your equipment, you'll want a medium set of dumbbells. We're gonna be doing some bicep curls, so a weight that feels challenging but manageable for that. And optionally, a heavier dumbbell for your Bulgarian split squats, which we are going to go over on your bench, okay? So we'll go over the setup for that. The goal today is to be using the RPE scale and getting yourself into a 7 or an 8 out of 10. So by the end of each set of the exercises, we're doing 3 sets, you should feel like you've got 1 to 3 repetitions left in the tank. So it should feel challenging. All right. So we'll go for 2 minutes to get both exercises done. And then we'll have another minute of recovery time on top of that. Okay. So we're going to go 3 rounds for this. We'll do a warm-up set. And we're going to start by just learning how to set up for your Bulgarian split squat. So let's do a warm-up set for these. And what you're going to do is you're going to sit on your bench, coffee table, whatever you've got, it's about bench height, and you're going to extend one leg out. So wherever your heel lands is a good spot to start with where your front foot will be, okay? And you might want to be close to something to help with balance if you feel wobbly, so you could bring wherever your chair or bench is over to a wall, okay? So once you're here, your back foot is going to go, and let's keep it flat, okay? So it's gonna go flat, you're not pushing into your toes here. So your back foot is flat, about hip width apart, so you're not like on a tightrope here. And we're gonna start with a body weight movement to warm up. So from here, we're going back. So we're not lunging forward to work your quads today. We're gonna work your butt. So from here, you're gonna, and we can pretend we have a weight in our opposite hand. You're gonna hinge back. My weight reaches in line with my foot, and then drive through your foot. So from your midfoot back to your heel, you're gonna reach your butt back, hinging, drive, come up, okay? So really trying to anchor down through your tripod of your foot. Don't lift and wiggle your toes too much. Down, drive up, down, drive up. Let's do 2 more on this side just to warm up, and then we'll do the other leg. Down and up. Okay, so we'll switch sides. So maybe you keep your feet about the same, or if you want to practice that sitting and extending your leg, you can. Let's do 8 on this side. So pretending we have a weight in your hand. Down, drive up. So this in itself might be enough of a challenge for you, right? So if you're feeling by the end of this warm up that these are just challenging enough, you don't have to add a weight. Exhale, drive. This is definitely an advanced movement though. So if there's any issues here, maybe opt for a little bit of a lower intensity, lower body exercise for today, or choose another one of the videos. So once you get 8 warm-up sets here, 8 warm-up reps. All right, and then we're gonna grab one of your dumbbells, of the lighter dumbbells, and we're gonna hold it horizontally, and we're just gonna do a lighter bicep curl. So for today, we've got bicep curls, Bulgarian split squats. If your bench inclines, we are going to do an inclined bicep curl, but if it does not incline, that is totally fine. Let's do 4 more here, and then we're gonna get started. And 3, and you can always take more time to warm up if you want, just pause the video. And 1, okay, awesome. So what we're gonna do is start with our Bulgarian, okay? So if you're gonna use a weight, I would like you to hold the weight in your opposite hand. So maybe you've got your weight, extend your leg, you're here, right? And then here we go. So we're going at your own pace, 8 to 12 repetitions. Once you do that, you'll switch legs, okay? So I'm gonna count here for myself in my head. I don't wanna mess you up, but you're doing 8 to 12 reps at home, at your own pace. Keep the weight in line with your foot, right? We're not letting it take a ride on your opposite thigh. Down and drive. So I'm looking ahead kind of on the floor, maybe like 4 or 5 feet. And once you get to the point where 8 to 12 reps, right, or maybe start with 8 repetitions, see how that feels, then you'll switch legs. So for me, that last rep was tough, right? I have a nice face on for the camera, but if I wasn't on camera right now, I'd probably be making a funny face. Down, drive. Using your exhale to drive up with that bottom foot. You should feel your glute muscle working. You can even take your opposite hand, put it on your butt here. So I'm shooting for 8 reps here. All right, so that 8 to 12 repetition range on each side. Once you get that, you'll bend your knees, set your weight down. If your bench is adjustable, I would love for you to incline it almost all the way. So you can see here, if I were to incline it more, it would be totally upright. Mine is just a little bit reclined back. And I'm gonna grab my dumbbells here. If you don't have an incline, you can just sit on your bench and do a regular bicep curl or stand. But here we're gonna pull your shoulders back against the pad, let your arms hang down, and all we're gonna do is gonna curl, right? So this is actually more intense. I'm gonna give us a longer time. Clearly those 2 minutes is not enough. But this is more intense than a regular bicep curl because the arms are going behind your torso, where when you're doing a regular bicep curl standing, your arms are in line with your torso. So there's more range of motion travel. So if I can do regular bicep curls standing up with 15 to 18 pound dumbbells, I'm actually doing them with 12 pounds right now. Inhale, exhale on the way up. Don't swing your elbows. All right, I'm gonna do one more here. That's my 8. And then I'm gonna go back to the beginning. So what I want you to do is actually ignore this beeping here. I want you to take a minute here to recover. So you can use your watch as well, but I'm gonna reset our timer here. So that way we've got 3 minutes for our working set roughly. And this at home, you don't have to pay attention to my time. This is just honestly to keep me a little bit more on track here. Okay, so take a little bit more time. We'll take about 30 seconds here. You can do mobility in between. Sometimes I like to do a little chest stretch, or specifically with the split squats, a nice one to pair with it is a hip flexor stretch, right? A little tuck under, squeeze that glute, you could feel that. So that's something you can throw in addition to the superset if you want, because we do get some recovery time with the bicep curls, right? But I'm gonna get set up. We're going back to your split squats if you feel rested, okay? So if we're rested here, you feel good enough to go again, we're gonna get set up. So I'm gonna take that extension here. So I'm going 8 to 12 on each side. I might be able to squeeze out, now that I'm a little bit more warmed up here, some extra repetitions. So I started with 8, but I think I maybe had 3+ reps in the tank. So I'm gonna push myself a little more for this. And then I'll know next time that I likely could do 10 repetitions to start. So I'm on my 8th right now. Yeah, I definitely can get to 10. Using that exhale. Whew, okay, yes. So that last one, that was tough, right? I had about, maybe I could have done 2 more reps. That would have been a max though, like I could not have done more than that. So coming up here. Okay, so I'm gonna shoot for 10 on this side. You can notice I'm not looking up to the ceiling here. My head is pointing where my chest points. My left side is definitely a bit weaker, but I think I can still get 10 here, right? So that's what your thought process should be, is how many reps do I have left with good form? No breakdown in technique. Yeah, I've got one more here. Woo! All right, so I'm moving on to my bicep curls. So I've got my incline bench. Remember, if you don't have an incline for your bench, you don't have to do that, right? So I'm gonna get set up here. Oh, happy to sit, legs are tired. All right, so arms are down like this. up, down, nice and slow. So this is super isolated. Bulgarian split squats, that's a big compound movement. We've got lots of muscles working there. Bicep curls, just biceps, baby, right? So exhale, inhale down. Feel that length through your biceps. Don't let your elbows swing. So 8 to 12 reps here, even up to 15 if your weights you feel like you've got more in the tank. This one is one that I personally feel comfortable going to failure with in regards to pushing to the very last rep in the tank because it's fairly safe. I could just drop the weights down if I can't do another one, right? It's not like I'm under really heavy load in a weird position or I have a barbell on my back. So once you get your reps for here, we're going to take another minute recovery. And then we'll do one more round and then you'll be done. You can always do another set if you want, right? You can always add on to this even though the video ends. So in between here, what I'm going to do is called a couch stretch, all right? And I actually think I'm just going to quickly grab my mat. So what this is great to pair with is that Bulgarian split squat. So I'm going to put one foot up and then to come into this position. This is a really great stretch for my hip flexor, my bottom leg. So you can hold this for 30 to 40 seconds. I'm probably just going to hold it for 20 on each side just because of time here. And if this feels too intense, you can do that first hip flexor stretch I showed you. All right, so I'm going to switch sides. And then whenever you're ready and you feel rested, you can go back to your last round, right? So one more round of these. This feels like a really good stretch here. So maybe you're getting started with your last round of Bulgarian split squats, right? 8 to 12 reps. Pay attention to your body. Use that rate of perceived exertion scale. All right, I'm gonna get started now. All right, so let's see if I can get 10, maybe, I don't know if I can get 12, right? So that's what I'm thinking here is this last set. Can I get a little bit more or are my legs tired and maybe I even have to go a little bit less? We're gonna see as we go. Using my exhale with the effort. Drive through your foot like you're pushing the ground away. I can do 2 more here, and then I'm switching legs. One more set of these, one more set of your bicep curls, and then you have done your strength snack for today. Hopefully you're proud of yourself for fitting in this short workout, but effective. If you push to the intensity I'm talking about, right? How heavy to lift? Use that RPE scale. I've got 2 more. I can get 1 more. Woo! All right. Weight goes down. Okay, last time for bicep curls. I'm getting my bench set up here for this incline position. All right, so from here, I'm gonna set up, feet on the floor. If you need to put even like plates or something under your feet if your legs are shorter, totally. Arms come down, shoulders are back, all right? Don't let your elbows swing. Exhale up, down nice and slow, fight gravity. If you just let your weights drop on the way down, you're losing so much of the exercise benefit. Almost done here. You could have skipped everything today and said, I can't do 15 minutes of a workout, but you're doing it, right? Anything is better than nothing, especially if we're pushing to that appropriate intensity level. I'm gonna do 3 more here. I know I can do it. 1 more. Woo! All right, awesome job. If you have any questions about this workout or how heavy you should be lifting, please let me know.